Today we have a lot of different types of motorbikes in the market that vary a lot in aesthetics, riding ergonomics, different body styles, or the type of riding you want to do. If you're watching this, probably you might be a new rider who's thinking of getting their first motorcycle and was wondering what type of bike to go for. Then this video is definitely for you. Also, if you have some experience in riding and planning to get a new bike for yourself that is more suited for your preference, but if you're confused on the types of motorcycle in today's market, then this video is for you as well. So hello guys, namaste and welcome to my channel. Hope you all are doing well. This is Revin and I'm going to be talking about some of the most common types of motorbikes you can find in the Nepalese market today and help you to make a choice that is right for you. Choosing your first motorbike can be a tough decision. You have to look out for a lot of things and set your priorities according to your needs and preference. So you might want to consider the comfort, the aesthetics, performance, economy, availability of parts in your area, and maybe its resale value, etc. So one of the factors is the types of motorcycle you want. Maybe you like the looks of a sports bike, or maybe you don't care about the looks and just want a comfortable bike. So in this video I'll be discussing about the 5 common types of motorcycles so you can easily spot in Nepalese roads. Let's begin with the commuters. These motorcycles are the most simple of all motorcycles and have a pretty low cost of ownership. And these are intended for sole purpose of commuting to and from a destination, usually not too far away. Commuter bikes usually come in low engine displacements, have a high fuel economy compared to other class of motorbikes, and are extremely low maintenance. The neutral riding stance, low torque output, much linear acceleration and the least responsive throttle makes commuter motorbikes much forgiving and beginner friendly for new riders to learn on. Commuter motorbikes might not be ideal for enthusiasts and hobbyists since they do not excel at anything, but might be a rational choice for you if you're looking for just a means of transportation within the city and do not want to put a heavy load in your wallet just to take care of your motorbike. Much unlike the next type of motorbike, which is not as forgiving and can definitely put a hole in your wallet to take care of. Which brings us to the next category for today, the sport bikes. Sport bikes share the same DNA of racing bikes but are made to be more suited for the streets. Fully fed sport bikes are aesthetically much pleasing to look at. If you're new to sport bikes, the ergonomics might be a tad bit uncomfortable at the beginning, especially for those who are coming from a commuter or a cruiser motorcycle. An aggressive riding posture combined with the sleek and aerodynamic styling and plenty of space to tuck yourself in provides the least wind resistance in high speeds. The lower set clip-ons, rear set foot pegs and the seat pushed back makes you want to lean aggressively into curves at high speeds. The longer wheelbase on a sport bike makes them a lot stable on longer corners, but not as agile to flick around and change direction as in the naked sports. The high revving engine will provide a great amount of power for high speeds and quick acceleration, but the torque is mostly reserved for higher end along the rev line. Sport bikes will be a lot of fun to take to the tracks and push them to the limits, but most of the sport bikes lack the strong mid and low end grunts that makes their naked siblings more fun to ride in city traffic. So we now come to the next type of motorbikes, the naked sports. Naked bikes are the stripped down versions of the fully fed sport bikes. Without all that plastic fairing, the engine and the frames are usually exposed, and hence the name naked bikes. A naked sport can sometimes share the frame, wheels and the engine types with the sport bikes, making them almost similar in performance. They usually have a short wheelbase, wide handlebars opposed to the narrow clip-ons in sport bikes, and a more centered weight distribution, giving the naked bikes much more agility to flick around in and out of corners. All that agile handling along with the strong low and mid-end torque, naked bikes are quite a delight when filtering through city traffic. Naked bikes are a lot more common in our streets than their sport counterparts. With upright posture and just slightly rear set foot pegs, they offer a more comfortable ergonomics than in a sport bike. Although naked bikes are not the best at anything particular, they provide a really good balance between performance and practicality. There are a lot of similarities and differences between naked and fed sport bikes, so I'll be doing a separate video to cover those in detail, and I'll be putting a link in the description below and a card on top after I publish the video on sport bike versus naked bikes. Which makes us come to another category of motorcycles, the cruisers. A cruiser is a big motorcycle with a low seat height and tall handlebars. The rider's feet is placed forward with the spine erect or slightly leaned back. This might not be such a comfortable posture to begin with if you're new to riding or have been riding other types of motorbikes. But once you're used to, cruisers are the more comfort oriented in the types of motorbikes. Due to the long wheelbase, the larger turning radius might be a hassle in heavy traffic. But where the cruisers truly shine is on the open stretch of roads, in highways and fairly long rides. Some cruisers come pre-installed with tall windshields, which you will definitely appreciate when cruising in highway speeds without having to deal with all that wind pushing against your body and the loud wind noise tormenting your ears. Cruisers usually have a good low-end torque for effortless cruising, but they might not necessarily pack a lot of horsepower. They usually have softer suspensions than on sport and naked bikes, providing more comfortable riding over bumps and potholes. Now moving on to our last category for today, dirt bikes. Dirt bikes in general are pretty distinguished from other types, mainly in the fact that although the categories I mentioned above are meant to be ridden on asphalt, whereas dirt bikes are meant for unpaved dirt roads. They usually come with knobby tires for better grip on loose surfaces like sand and gravel. Although you can often find dirt bikes with higher displacement engines, they are more common with smaller engines. Combined with excellent low-end torque and a lightweight body, they offer a great power-to-weight ratio for tackling those uneven terrain and mountain roads. A high ground clearance does a pretty good job to avoid denting the underside on bumpy and rocky trails, and a long travel suspension combined with a strong chassis ensures that the motorbike can withstand a lot of those jumps and all the abuse that you throw at it. Dirt bikes usually have a small capacity fuel tank, so be prepared for lots of fuel stops if you want to take a dirt bike on a long trip. Recently, dirt bikes have gained a lot of popularity with the Nepalese youth, mainly after the introduction of the Chinese brand Asia Wing in the Nepalese market. Dirt bikes are a vast category in itself. I'll be doing another video on types of dirt bikes in the coming future, so stay tuned and hit the bell icon if you don't want to miss that. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and mention in the comments what you think of this video. It's always great to know if this has been useful to you. So until next time, stay home and stay safe, keep washing your hands, and thanks for watching.